Hi there, it's Debbie from celestialastrologyhealing.co.uk, and today I'd like to say happy full moon in Aries on the 29th of September at 10:57 a.m. That's GMT, British summertime, and you'd have to adapt that for where you are in the world. So before I begin, if you like astrology and you're interested in more of my sharings, then please subscribe to my channel, and I'm just about to share a nice image. So this is a lovely fiery image of the Aries ram. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac at the beginning of the astrological new year. And I love all these wonderful sort of fiery, passionate, volatile colors here, which symbolize the fire sign of the ram. And Aries is ruled by Mars, the warrior planet, who doesn't mind fighting battles, bringing out his powerful energies, protecting others, cutting and severing, and just being the powerful, protective warrior that he loves to be when he's in the fire sign of Aries. We'll go into a bit more of the astrology of actually where Mars is, but just because he's not in the fire sign of Aries, he's in the opposite sign of Libra. But yeah, just starting with this Aries ram image, because Aries, being the first sign of the zodiac, symbolizes that sense of initiation, existing, that awareness of the self. So Aries has a very youthful energy. It's very young spirited. It's pretty courageous. It's a bit like the fool in the tarot, stepping out into the great unknown with naivety, but excitement. So there is courage and boldness and innocence as well about Aries energy. And whenever we have a full moon, it's always the opposite sign to where the sun is. And we only get one new moon and one full moon in each sign of the zodiac throughout the astrological year. So if you work with the new moon, where you might plant seeds of new intentions to bring new projects to the fore, at spring equinox on the 21st of March this year, 2023, that was when there was a new moon in Aries, when the sun is in Aries, and 6 months later, when the sun has moved all the way around, halfway around the zodiac into Libra, this is when we get the full moon in Aries, when whatever you had planted seeds for at springtime has now come to fruition, is highly visible, is right out there, and it's a sense of completion as well. So this particular full moon in Aries is likely to be more powerful for all of the cardinal signs of the zodiac, which are Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn. And also there is Pluto retrograde at 27 degrees Capricorn, squaring the lunar nodes, which is bringing up more dynamic, challenging energies for these cardinal signs of the zodiac. So let me see if I can share a chart of the full moon here. So here is an image of the full moon on the 29th of September at 10:57 a.m. And let me bring up my annotate tool. This is a map of the heavens frozen in time. And if you're interested in the birth chart reading, I love working with people with their own personal charts, because you can see where all the planets are. If you were born at the time of the full moon, this is how the heavens would be looking, a frozen map in time, which never changes, giving you the sense of your life's karma to work with the gifts and challenges of the planetary bodies, which were seen in ancient times to be like gods and goddesses, bestowing gifts or giving you challenges in this lifetime to help you grow as a spirit soul and a human body in this incarnation. But this is a map of the heavens, and let me just point round. The outside wheel here is the signs of the zodiac that go around where candles would be on a cake. This is a sign of Libra. And you can see the sun is at 6 degrees Libra exactly, and the moon is exactly opposite at 6 degrees Aries. So this is the opposition that I talked about with the sun and the moon, always in opposition at full moon. If it was new moon, like it was at spring equinox, the sun and the moon would be together down in Aries. So there is the opportunity with the opposition, because it's the nature of Saturn, the most distant planet of the solar system as viewed by the ancient ones without telescopes. With the naked eye, Saturn is the most distant place, a place of separation, isolation. So with the nature of Saturn that rules oppositions, there is the challenge or opportunity to try to find balance between these opposite signs: Aries, fiery, passionate, independent, innovative, and peace-loving, chilled out cardinal air sign Libra, who's ruled by Venus, the goddess of love, who wants peace and just to take it easy and doesn't want any argument, just wants calm and a beautiful, peaceful, sensual environment. Venus ruling Libra, the goddess of love, and Mars ruling Aries, the warrior sign of the zodiac. There, fiery Aries, the ram. So what else is going on at this time of the year? As I said, I think the cardinal signs, the other signs, Capricorn and Cancer, will also be finding this more challenging, because we've also got Pluto squaring the lunar nodes, which are Pluto's at 27 degrees 55 retrograde Capricorn, squaring 25 degrees here, the south node of the moon, or the nodes of fate, and also squaring the north nodes of the moon. So I think cardinal signs Aries, Cancer, Libra, and Capricorn may feel this full moon energy more powerfully. So let me just... So talking about this moon that's ruled by Mars, where is Mars in the heavens? Let me just get the annotate tool back up again, and then I can point these things out. Where are you, annotate tool? There you are. So Mars is here at 21 degrees Libra. So Mars is known to be in exile because he's far away from the house that he rules in Aries. He does also rule Scorpio in ancient astrology, but he's in Libra, in exile, far away from home, and he has to behave how Venus rules the house of Libra here, which is, as I said, harmoniously, peace-loving, easygoing, avoiding conflict. So Mars is about assertion and how we actively apply ourselves in life. So Mars in Libra is much more peaceful, cooperative, less argumentative, maybe working in partnership, but there could be some frustrations with Mars not being able to do things as dynamically as he would like to if he was at the homes, in Aries or Scorpio here. So Mars is in Libra. Mars is also in a wide conjunction to the south node of the moon here, and the south node is Ketu in ancient astrology, the severed body of the dragon, about relinquishing control, letting go, some sort of sense of diminishment. So maybe there's a sense of, within partnerships, just letting go of something that no longer serves you in relationships, because that's where the south node, the node of fate, is there, and that is being squared by Pluto there, by that dynamic square, which will be going on until the end of the year. And also Mars has been in opposition to the asteroid Chiron in Aries at 18 degrees Aries, 12 minutes retrograde. So Mars actually started that opposition around the 20th of September, so 9 days before the full moon, and was exact on the 24th of September. And then it will just come to completion at this full moon. So Chiron in Aries, everybody is having this transit, their own birth chart, but Chiron in Aries symbolizes wounds that we carry. It depends on what sign of the zodiac. And in Aries, it's maybe bringing up challenges of triggering self-doubt and our own abilities to be able to express ourselves and be more self-sufficient and rely upon our own actions and skills, courage and bravery. So this could be a bit of a volatile type of energy, with these wounds being triggered and coming to fruition, coming out to the surface at this time of the full moon. So just be kind to yourself here. On a lighter note, Venus, who is at 22 degrees Leo 26 minutes, is in an overcoming sextile. That means she is exerting energy and rays to the right of her to Mars. So she's more powerful, and she's also got the power of ruling the house of Venus that Mars is in. So a sextile is of the nature of Venus, and it's a harmonious, supportive energy. So it's blending the masculine energy of Mars, which is already being influenced by Aphrodite, Venus, goddess of love. And she is in a fiery sign of Aries, so she's quite passionate. And because she's been retrograde for 6 weeks, over the summer period, she's now a morning star, moving forward, moving directly. So there's a sense that Venus, who is related to our values and our one-to-one relationships, is able to be more confident, more assertive within our relationships, close relationships, and having a clearer idea of what we value in life and what's important. Because Venus has just on the 1st of October, she'll be exact to the degree where she retrograded at 24 degrees Leo on the 23rd of July. And she went direct on the 4th of September, but it takes a long time before planets can gather speed and momentum. But now she's in full throttle. And so that reflects that she's able to assert herself. And for us, that affects our relationships. So she's influencing Mars by this lovely sextile aspect. So hopefully that can bring some peace and harmony there. But then there is going to be, after the full moon, between the 4th of October and the 12th of October, there's going to be a square between Mars as he moves on to Pluto at 27 degrees Capricorn, 55 minutes retrograde. So Mars will be shifting this way, and around the 4th of October, he'll be applying to square Pluto. So anything that Mars has been encouraging to be unspoken, hidden feelings, that unexpressed emotions, things that, because Mars has been influenced by Venus ruling Libra, not wanting to upset, not wanting to cause conflict and argument. When there's a square to Pluto, he's Hades, god of the underworld. Anything that's been pushed down and hidden is likely to boil up to the surface, to be revealed in a sense of release and transformation, which can be healing and cathartic and, purging, but releasing hidden, suppressed feelings of the nature of peace-loving Mars will come to the surface, and releasing these things, being truthful, can be expressed during this intense transit. And it will depend on your own personal birth chart to how powerfully you might feel that aspect. So what else is going on? I think, did I mention that Mars is in a wide conjunction here? Yeah, I did. Yeah, releasing something around relationships, letting go with Ketu, and the north node of the moon, Rahu, the severed head of the dragon in Indian astrology and ancient astrology. The severed head is really hungry to absorb and achieve and get success. So that's offering an opportunity for strength, for independence, and working on your own means, because Rahu, the north node of the moon, is co-present with the Chiron asteroid and the moon here in Aries. So just to finish off, again, please subscribe to my channel if you're interested in my astrological sharings. This is third time lucky doing this video. I'm now going to briefly go through the ascendant signs, starting with Aries, and where the moon might be affecting you in your life. This is just one interpretation, and it's hard to be really strictly accurate if you don't have a person's birth chart. So look in the comments below. If you know your time of birth, you can work out your ascendant using free data on astro.com, and then you can see which house the moon will be in for you. So if you don't know your ascendant, just maybe look at your Aries sun. But the sun changes every day, the moon changes every couple of days, and the ascendant changes every couple of hours. So it makes it much more personal to you. So Aries ascendant, the moon will be in your first house of Aries, which is really a strong angle of the chart. It's one of the kentrons, one of the strong anchor points, and the sun will be in the 7th house of Libra, of the house of relationships. So Aries ascendant, this is encouraging some sense of boldness and expressing yourself, your own ideas, being courageous, being innovative, planting these seeds of what you'd like to do, and just stepping into that power there. And it's about your vitality as well. So Aries is fiery and excitable. Just be aware of any sort of too pushy a vibe, really, because Aries can be quite impatient. Remember that balance of the Libran within your house of relationships there, the sun in Libra. It can be about your personal relationships, keeping the harmony there. This is the challenge, expressing yourself to do what you want to do, being true to yourself, whilst keeping that harmony and the balance of the 7th house sun in Libra. Taurus, this is the moon in the 12th house of Aries and the sun in the 6th house of Libra. So these houses are quite challenging areas of your life because they are ruled by the malefic planets. And malefic planets are Saturn, the greater malefic, that's the 12th house ruler, the joy of Saturn. And the 6th house is the lesser malefic Mars, which is about your everyday life, service, work, rituals. So that would be the Libran house. So the moon in fiery Aries in the hidden 12th house, there could be some sense of deep reflections on what you're able to do for yourself that you keep hidden to yourself, or you're processing quietly behind the scenes, because the 12th house is the hidden house of retreat. It's also the house of mysticism and distance and overseas things, but it's also a very private area of life. So maybe there's some deep reflections going on there. The 12th house was known to be the house of self-undoing as well. So be kind to yourself, or be aware of where you have habits that maybe aren't that great for your body, addictive habits, which may be to do with smoking, drugs, drink, or addictions to other practices which take you away from your power. And just keep in mind the Libran everyday house of ritual and work. There's maybe a sense of keeping the harmony, working in relationship or partnership with others, trying to keep that balance going on there for you, Taurus ascendant. Moving on to Gemini ascendant, the moon will be in the 11th house of Aries, which was known to be Jupiter's joy. So Jupiter is a benefic planet, the largest planet of the solar system, representing growth, expansion, good fortune, rewards, things like that. So this is a nice area to have your full moon happening. It's bringing to light the benefits perhaps from your groups of community and friendships, tribes, people that support you and big you up and want to help you in your life. With the Aries full moon there, it could be related to benefits and rewards and recognition coming from your career, because the 10th house is your house of career and work, and the 11th house is the second derived house or turned house from the 10th house. And the sun will be in Venus's joy in Libra. So Venus rules Libra, so it's the house of your own pleasures, how you find pleasures in life. It can be to do with romance, sex, anything creative, anything that you find enjoyable. So there's this opportunity here to find balance within group energies, what you do with others, and also your personal joys. And if you're not in that area of life where you are fertile, it can be about your own entrepreneurship, what you can bring forth and offer to the world. So whatever that creative thing is for you, Gemini, I wish you well with that. So moving on to Cancer ascendant, this is one of the cardinal signs that may feel this full moon quite strongly. The moon will be in the 10th house of praxis, of visibility, related to your social status and your occupation, or what you're seen to do in life. It's a very visible area, and Aries on that house cusp of the 10th house of praxis is really encouraging you to show yourself in a bold way, to say, this is me, this is what I can do, and just step into that power and shine that fiery Aries light with bravery and courage. With the sun in the opposite house, the 4th house of Libra, beneath the earth at midnight, in that house related to the home, your roots, resting place, ancestors, and peace. So it's given you this opportunity for this dynamic energy to be expressed so people can see you at this full moon, Cancer ascendant. Leo ascendant, the full moon will be in the 9th house of Aries, which is the house of God, and the sun will be in the 3rd house of Libra, the house of goddess. So full moon Aries, 9th house is something about the higher mind. It's about finding understanding, gaining wisdom, journeys through whatever pursuits nourish you in that sense of spiritual journeys, religious journeys, pilgrimages, further education. It also is the house of laws and courts. So I don't know whether something might be coming to fruition there, shining the light on decisions being made in the area if you've got anything legal happening. And the 3rd house is the house of siblings. So there's a sense of Venus ruling this house of siblings. So maybe you have support from your local neighborhood. It can be siblings, aunts and uncles, or people in your neighborhood. They're giving you some support with the sun there in the 3rd house. So the 9th house is the higher mind. The 3rd house is communications and journeys and support from that Libran energy there for you, Leo ascendants. So Virgo ascendant, the moon will be in your 8th house of Aries, which is related to other people's money, shared resources, partners' money, passive income that comes in from not you doing anything particular, but it could be inheritances, it could be tax rebates, grants, or it can be to do with your partner's money, and a sense of reflecting, bringing to light, what do you bring to the table, what do they bring to the table, in that way that you work out things together and share your resources. And it's also opposite the 2nd house, where you have your sun in Libra, which is more about creating your own sense of security, but keeping it calm. And it's about using your own skills. And it might be related to women, because Venus is the goddess of love, and she rules over sisters and mothers. So it might bring up that sort of sense of feminine support there, which you can tap into, about your own strengths. So weighing up partnership support and finances and security, and your own sense of being able to do that for yourself, Virgo ascendant. Moving on to Libra ascendant, this again is one of the cardinal signs, so you might be feeling the strong. It's one of the axes of the chart, the kentrons, the cross points, the powerful angles of the chart. And you have the moon in Aries in your 7th house. So that's about relationships, personal relationships, relationships that are really important to you. They can be marriage relationships, sexual relationships, personal relationships, and your clientele and your work life. And that would suggest that the moon in Aries in that area of life is encouraging you to really shine your light out, to be more independent and stand in your own power a bit more within relationships, or what you can offer your clients at work. And it's opposite that Libra 1st house sun. So it's about trying to keep that harmony, trying to not upset the apple cart, trying to appreciate relationships and partnerships and shared things that you can do. And definitely that will be nice and easy going. So the opportunity there is between your 1st house of self-expression and shared relationships, and how that Aries energy there can inspire you to be more courageous and brave in what you can bring to the table within relationships or to your clients. Scorpio ascendant, the moon will be in the 6th house, and that will be Aries, and Mars it's the joy of Mars. So he's a malefic planet, a bit like the Taurus house, because Taurus and Scorpio are opposites. So we're flipping around where the sun and the moon is, and the sun will be in the 12th house of Saturn's joy in Libra. So the moon in the 6th house of Aries, this is about your everyday life, work, service, It can be to do with your colleagues that you work alongside. It can also be to do with some conflict there, or disagreement there, or argument or discord, but it also may suggest some inflammation to your own personal health, because the 6th house is also to do with your body's health and your psychological health. So there may be quite a lot going on in your head, because Aries rules the head, starting at the head and ending at Pisces, at the feet. So Scorpio ascendant, just beware of any conflict or things that come to a head around this 29th of September, full moon in Aries. And the sun in the 12th house is like reflecting on things privately in a more calm and peaceful way, to just process things and try to keep a sense of balance with any habits that you may get addicted to, because the 12th house is a house of self-undoing. Try to find some healthy habits there to support you to find that balance between your house of work and your house of privacy. Sagittarius ascendant, the moon will be in one of the benefic houses, the 5th house of Venus's joy in Aries. So this is a great house for pleasures, fun, children, recreation. It can be pregnancy as well, so it could be a very fertile area if you're at that stage of your life. And the sun will be in the 11th house of your groups and communities and friendships, and people that are helpful to you, support you, want you to be successful, your family that you choose in your community that support your creativity. So there's a sense of also, it's a bit like the Gemini axis, it's flipped around. It's the joy of Jupiter, the 11th house, so it can be about your hopes and your wishes and your dreams, and it could be about benefits coming from your career house there, the 10th house. So there could be the opportunity for joint ventures to be supportive, and for you to bring forth entrepreneurial things from your house of creativity, where this fiery full moon in Aries is shining this bright light. So believe in yourself as you use your creativity at this time of the full moon, Sagittarius ascendant. Moving on to Capricorn ascendant, again, it's a cardinal sign of the zodiac, one of the angles of the chart, and the moon will be in the 4th house of Aries, which is related to your home, the roots, ancestry, the hidden place. There could be some fiery energies going on around the home environment. There could be some sense of volatility, perhaps, around the home environment, some sort of discord or some way of needing to express yourself independently around the home. And the sun is in the opposite house of Libra, the career house, what you're seen to do, your public reputation. So you'll be wanting to outwardly be seen to be easygoing and not cause problems and conflict, but hidden away in the house, the 4th house, beneath the earth at midnight. There could be some conflicts brewing there that come to the surface at this full moon, Capricorn ascendant. So just be aware of this energy and these opposite signs of the zodiac here. And then moving on to Aquarius ascendant, the moon will be in the 3rd house of Aries, which is the house of the goddess. It's about friendships in ancient astrology. It's about your neighborhood. It's about short journeys. It's about siblings and aunts and uncles. So something coming to fruition there, some sort of fiery energy, independent energy, innovative ideas. It could be to do with teaching as well, coming to the head, or something that you've been learning in the 3rd house of learning and journeys. It's very mercurial, this 3rd house. It can be related to siblings as well. So I don't know whether there might be some conflict happening there amongst your close sibling relationship, if that relates to you, or discord with aunts and uncles, or friendships. And then the sun is in the 9th house of Libra, the house which is related to finding sense of wisdom and truth and knowing your place in the world. It's the house of the higher mind. It's also related to further education. So the Libra energy, the Venus shining her light up there in the house of the god of the sun, is opposite the moon in the 3rd house there, giving you a sense of finding balance within your local environment and further away, or the mind. It's also the house of courts and laws, so maybe some decisions will be getting made there if that's relevant to you, Aquarius ascendants. And finally, Pisces, thank you for waiting, the last sign of the zodiac after the astrological year, starting with Aries. The moon will be in the second house of Aries for you, Pisces ascendant. So the second house, this very much indicates thinking about security, thinking about what skills have you got to use on your own terms that you can delve into and bring up and use in a sense of courage, independence, initiative, using your own initiative and not relying on others, and being bold with this, coming to fruition, something that you can use your own skills with and tap into your own abilities and be powerful in this sort of sense of believing in yourself, with the sun in the opposite house of Libra, which is related to shared resources. So if you're in relationship with others, it's about what your partner brings to the table in supporting you in that way of balance. If you're not in relationship, the sun in Libra in the 8th house may be related to some passive money that comes to you from things like inheritances or passive income, grants, money, tax rebates, things like that. There's a sort of sense of trying to work out being powerful in your own right to create your own security, and using what comes in from others, if you're in relationship, from others, in a sense of karmic debt as well, because it's the opposite sign to Virgo. So those houses are flipped around, the moon in the 8th and the sun in the 2nd, to the moon in the 2nd and the sun in the 8th. So I hope that's helpful for you. So at this time of the full moon in Aries, I wish you well. I wish everybody strength and self-belief to shine your light out brightly, whilst being aware of keeping it nice and calm, and not to the tendency of Aries is so self-aware that there could be a sense of being unaware of others and a selfish tendency. So just keep it tailored with that Venus ruling Libra, where the sun is at this time, so that we can all have our space to shine our light out brightly and support others too. So thanks for listening, and please subscribe to my channel. Put any comments below if any of this resonates with you. And that would be also very welcome. So bye for now, and happy full moon in Aries.